Okay, guys, we'll take questions. Please wait for the mic. Start with Dan.
Two quick questions, Jesse. First, the last time you faced this Union team in the quarterfinals here 2 years ago, it was an early afternoon or forced early afternoon tilt. How'd you feel now that you didn't have to worry about an early afternooner?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with what's happened in the past 2 years in the Open Cup, it's easy to recall on those experiences. You know, and to find a way to get a result, I think, was really big for us. You know, it just feels like it's the kind of year where we have to earn every inch. And what I said to the team afterwards is, we can't be afraid of that. You know, building character through grinding things out and finding ways to win and finding ways to get better and emerge. You know, at the end of the game, we had. It looked like every guy in the field was cramping up. We had almost no defenders left. So, you know, wasn't a perfect night, but a huge night for us in terms of finding a way to get the result.
And talk about Ryan Mera. He played very well tonight. Obviously doesn't get a lot of chances because Luis is always starting. But with that big save in the shootout, did you think, or were you thinking those past playoff games in the USL playoffs last year that he might pull one out?
Well, I said to the group before the PKs that we should go in with concentration and focus and know that we've got a champion in net for penalties, an absolute champion. So, and listen, we see it, he's good on penalties in training too, so it's not random. You know, and I think Ryan had a lot of confidence and knew that it was about making one save. Makes it by the hair of his chin. But yeah, I mean, we all, you know, that was going into it. We knew we had a good goalkeeper for, you know, in goal. And not just that, you have to also tip your hat to the saves he made in overtime specifically. So, you know, and you're right. I mean, it's not easy for Ryan because he plays behind a great goalkeeper, a guy that plays every night, that's prepared and physically always ready, mentally ready. I mean, Luis is a stud, but Ryan's a stud too, you know, and he comes to work every day and has a great work ethic and is so committed to the team and never complains and does everything and more that could be asked of him. So I'm really, really happy for him. Really happy.
Go Ives and then over to Christian after.
One more about Ryan. Obviously, he's a highly regarded goalkeeper around the league. I'm sure it's been a few years now. Teams have been trying to pry him away from you. How tough has it been to hold on to him? And has it been knowing just how good he is? And he could probably start in several teams in this league. How tough has it been to hold on to him? And secondly, McCarthy's known for his PK saves in this tournament. He gets right every time, but you guys hit him perfectly.
Yeah, except for the last one, right? Yeah.
Right, sorry.
No, well, listen, and even Ryan's performance comes. Was it today that Luis's contract extension's announced? Right. So, I mean, you know, Ryan could. I mean, he's known about it, but he could feel bad about, you know, being behind a guy that he knows is going to be around and has been a great player. But he's such a team guy. That's all you can say is he's just such a team guy. He's so well respected within the group. And so, you know, and then, you know, you talk about his talent. He is talented. He's a top 22 goalkeeper in this league for me, no question. And you're right, it hasn't always been easy to convince him that this is the right place for him. But, you know, USL I thought was a good experience for him last year. He used it to grow and get better. And every day we see in training how good he is. So, again, really happy for him. And he's earned this in so many ways.
You just talk a little bit about the formation that you had. I don't think you've ever started a match with a three-man back line. I don't know if it was a 3-6-1 that you were aligning with or a 5-3-2 or shades of Steve Sampson or whatever it might have been. Can you talk about that? And did you see enough from that today that moving forward you might want to try it in league play?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a few things with it. You know, we wanted to try and find a way to put more players on the field to be better on set pieces. You know, we think very highly of Sean Davis, and we don't feel like he's got enough opportunities to play. So it was a way to get all four of our center midfielders on the field. You know, and when you play with Philly, one of the big things you have to take care of is the flanks. And so, We felt that this was something that would help us get out and press them and not let them find areas from the wide spots. I thought first half it worked very well. I thought even beginning of the second half it worked very well. We didn't capitalize, which is a theme for this season, trying to figure out how to get more goals. And then, fatigue and subs and guys going down started to add up that then we had to hang on. Let's be honest, in the overtime we had to hang on.
Was that a 3-6-1?
I would call it. They asked me beforehand. I'd call it either a 5-1-3-1 or a 3-6-1. I don't know. We don't necessarily need to call it anything. It's okay. It could be. Could be a 3-3-3-1. Bielsa used to play a 3-3-1-3. Yeah.
Questions, guys?
Gordon, we're surmising.
Talk about Sean Davis. It seems like he's more suited for an attacking role instead of a defensive role because he looked like he was more involved in this match.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, when I think it played to his strengths because he was able to get out and press, he was able to run, he was able to find some gaps, he was able to get himself around the goal. He came deep at times to help us in build-up. This is sort of a formation we made up to the reason why we did it is because we felt like it gets the best out of a lot of different guys. And so, we'll see. We'll see how it continues to play a role. But I think it's something that we can go to and something that even if it's at the start or in the middle of the game or whatever, but that we can, I think that there was a high level of confidence for understanding of roles, which was good.
Coach, do you think that penalty kick scored by Veron could help him to boost his confidence for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, I almost put him in right at the beginning of overtime and took Bradley out. And Bradley kind of asked me to leave him on, and then we could see that Sean Davis was fading. So, I was anxious to get Gonzalo on because I thought, given the fatigue of their defenders, that he could make a play. In the end, yeah, I mean, listen, I know Gonzalo's been a lightning rod publicly, but he's been a good player within this team. He comes every day. He works in so many ways to try to adapt to what we do, and it doesn't always necessarily fit perfectly for him, but I still think he's a guy that can make plays, especially late in games, with his speed and with his cleverness. So he almost got through on the one play. So yeah, I mean, listen, I still like. I always know that Gonzalo provides certain things for our team, and we like having him here, no doubt.
Got two more. We'll go Brian in the back and then up to Ives.
Jesse, considering the success or lack thereof against this team in the Open Cup the last 2 years, you did have the opening possession and chances, but then they had that breakaway. Did you think it was going to be one of those nights again?
I think I probably felt that a little bit more when it got to be 1-1, and in the later stages they hit the post, and the play that Ryan made a big save on in the first half was like a big error on our part, but I wasn't too focused on that. I was just trying to help the guys understand how to play in the formation and how to now continue to gain an edge in the game. So, we've just got to find ways to score goals. I mean, I don't know what else to say. We've got to find ways for our, set pieces, attacking players, wide places, breakaways, from our press. We've just got to find ways to be more dangerous. That's the key to our season right now.
As far as Connor Lade goes, Aurelian goes down, and you obviously have to shift things around to stay in that same system. It seems like whatever role you throw Connor in, he attacks it.
Yeah.
May not, he's not like the fanciest attacking player, but he just goes for it.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have a guy like that?
Yeah.
What does it do for you guys to have a guy like that?
I mean, I always say about Connor, he's got the heart of a lion, and I don't take him for granted because he's an easy guy to take for granted because he does whatever it takes whenever you need him to. Started out on the right, went to the left. Kamar and him were talking to me about Connor playing center back so Kamar can play more left and get forward, and made me think a little bit, but we didn't do it. Connor, he wants to play center back. He wants to play center back bad. But listen, if he played there, he'd survive. There's no question, because that's the kind of guy he is. So you're right. I mean, Connor is, he's now been around here the longest of any player. And I think that's perfect, because I think he really defines what this club is about, which is just selflessness and giving everything he has to the group and doing whatever it takes. He's a perfect moniker for who we are.
Thanks, Jesse.
Okay.